While we wait for this market to bounce back, specifically we look at Bitcoin and Ethereum just gaining some strength. I'm looking into projects like XDC, which had a great run earlier this year and are now just ranging around key crucial levels on the chart in a very boring fashion. Because again, when we think about some of these projects in the next couple months, I do think that these types of projects are going to explode to new all-time highs and also go into a crazy run to the upside in price discovery. And it's because some of these projects like XDC have been overlooked for so long. Most people don't even know what XDC is doing in this space. They don't even care about trade finance. They haven't been looking into any of the partnerships that XDC has announced so far this year. So these types of projects are going overlooked completely. And this means that they are undervalued. And when the price action actually does start to pick up and start to go crazy to the upside, that's when we're going to start to see a lot of people taking notice and FOMOing in, pushing the price to even higher highs. Now, as we do really kind of think about that, we need to address some of the things around XDC. Number one, the market opportunity. So again, XDC is starting to get easier and easier to buy with listings like Binance, for an example. Binance US, I should clarify, because again, we haven't been listed on Binance just yet, but a US listing tells us that a Binance listing will most likely be around the corner, which I'm very excited about because again, Binance is the top exchange, and a listing on Binance with XDC being around the price it is, I do think that the price could significantly be impacted in a positive way from that. We also have a Coinbase listing that could happen at any moment. I mean, the listing opportunity here for XDC is still very significant. But beyond that, let's take a quick look at a few things. Let's start off with RWA tokenization because I've been waiting patiently for some of the announcements this year to hit RWA.xyz. We know with Leaky there was $500 million. With Vert, that could be upwards of $100+ million. We don't know how much money is going to be tied to that. But there's so many announcements around XDC, but there's only $24 million tied to the RWA value for XDC, which tells me that when we start to see that value being tracked on XDC, we could see XDC have a big surge in value from that value just hitting the network alone. And the reason why I say that is because once that value does hit the chain, we're going to see a lot of people talking about XDC. We're going to be seeing mainstream media talking about XDC. And when I say mainstream media, I mean more so around like the crypto space. So like CoinDesk, Cointelegraph, the big news outlets in crypto, not so much like CNBC. I mean, who knows? It's definitely possible. But, there's going to be a lot of eyes on XDC at that point in time once that value does hit the chain. So we're definitely watching that closely. I mean, there is 28 RWA assets already on XDC, but I would just like to see a little bit more value tracked to XDC because we know that the announcements were there already. We know that these things are still in progress, so I'm just waiting patiently for that. I'm hoping that we see it sometime soon because the 90-day cutoff was back in June for Leaky. It's obviously now August, so they are a little bit behind schedule. I'm sure that they're working with regulators because with anything tokenized on chain, you really have to go through a lot of regulations, which is just annoying. So it's time consuming. So that might be the holdup, but I'm still watching and waiting for this RWA value on chain to really pick up in a big way. Outside of that, talking about things picking up in a big way, network activity. So here we have XDC network unique wallets grew 36% in the last 6 months. In February, we saw 1.1 million. It was 1,136,075. And in August, we have 1,552,964. This is a change of 416,889, or a difference of 36.7% new unique wallets. And this is incredible to see. I mean, listen, the growth around XDC has been very, very, I would say it's been very significant over the last couple months because, again, we go back in time. And I love doing this even with Hedera, right? We talk about Hedera quite a bit going back to 2021 compared to today. Well, with XDC, I mean, just over the last couple months, I feel like we could see the significance of them kicking up the marketing campaign, starting to do a lot more events. I mean, the growth for the XDC network itself has been very substantial. And I know that the price action hasn't just yet, but that's why I keep saying that the network is overlooked and it's undervalued right now. And soon we will realize how undervalued it actually was. But beyond this metric, we also have over here that XDC wallet growth surpasses 1.5 million holders, unique addresses, and ecosystem utility. So not only did we see a major growth in just the addresses to 1.55 million, we also saw 6,200 new addresses daily, highlighting ongoing adoption, strategic use cases like RWA tokenization and institutional partnerships. They are amplifying this growth. Now, looking at the network itself, we are at, currently transactions 871.64 million. Looking into this, we could see the 24-hour transactions, 802,000. We could track almost all of this, by the way. But the main thing that we're looking at is addresses here as well, not just transactions. I mean, the transactions are definitely there. We have the unique addresses over here as well. Again, 1.559, coming up on 1.6 million. Again, the growth in the last year has been very exciting to see. This is going all the way back to, August of last year. We're up over 500,000 new wallets since then. We also have here that the highest increase of almost 70,000 new addresses was recorded on Wednesday, September 15th. Again, if we're looking at the last 6 months, we could also see the last 6 months and the last month as well, just how, great the growth has been. So again, unique addresses definitely picking up. We could also see that step function that happened this year from just April to now. I mean, this has been a huge spike in unique addresses, which tells us that the network is starting to be adopted quite a bit. Also, daily transactions. So far, if we actually look at the last 6 months, we could see that in June, this started to really pick up. I mean, listen, we went from a total transaction value of 710,000 to, 924,000 transactions. So again, the growth here has been very, very exciting to see just around transactions alone. And by the way, the highest number of transactions, that was back in 2021, 1.2 million transactions in a single day. But some of these transactions, these records for daily transactions have been very significant. And they've been picking up, especially in the last year. If we look at the last year, we could see how crazy the adoption has been for the network. And if we zoom out all the way, we could also see how crazy it has been just going off these step functions so far in 2025. So network activity, network growth, very, very big for XDC. Beyond that, let's go over here to some of the recent events. So we know that SBI does have the SBI XDC Network APAC. That was announced, I want to say back in 2023. I might be wrong on that. Do not quote me. But we have here yesterday, we celebrated Discover XDC, Japan's first ever XDC fan event hosted with SBI VC Official and SBI XDC. This milestone marks another step in strengthening XDC's presence in Japan and across APAC. And here we have from SBI themselves. Thank you very much for participating in the first domestic XDC fan event, Discover XDC, yesterday. It was a truly meaningful time to share with everyone interested in XDC. As SBI XDC Network APAC, we will continue to advance initiatives to expand the XDC network ecosystem. We look forward to the opportunity to meet you all again. Now, we don't know what type of use cases were discussed at this event, but it was more so a recognition event where it was pretty much showing everyone what XDC is doing, what XDC is, hence the name Discover XDC. But, I love to see this from SBI because SBI has been around this space for quite some time, spotlighting some solid utility plays, and XDC is one of them. So we love to see this. This is great, and it's solid recognition as well from, one of the largest players in Japan. So we love to see that. Outside of that, we also got a big update regarding Boston Blockchain Week. We are proud to have XDC Foundation as a sponsor of Boston Blockchain Week 2025. As a leader in building scalable enterprise-grade blockchain solutions, XDC Foundation is driving real-world adoption across global trade finance and emerging tech. Their support helps make BBW the most dynamic gathering for innovators, founders, and builders pushing the future of blockchain forward. And yeah, this is, again, more great recognition for XDC. Obviously, it's not like a massive event, but it's still right up there with some of the largest events around crypto. So love to see this. I think that this is great. And again, XDC, even though it is a sponsor, still gets to make their name known at an event. And I'm sure that XDC will also be talked about at this event as well. where you can connect with them to learn more about Web3, AI, fintech innovation, things like that, which is mentioned here. Beyond that, Lantem. So XDC Lantem put out a great post regarding a week that placed XDC Network at the center of the conversation about the future of global finance. Monday, we closed blockchain on the road at PUC Rio, bridging academia and also the market. Tuesday at Leaders, a C-level gathering, we held strategic meetings with banks, regulators, and major enterprises. Wednesday and Thursday, 4 stages at Blockchain Rio 2025 covering tokenization of RWAs, cross-border payments, DeFi and TradFi for institutional liquidity, public and private networks. In 4 days, we went from the classroom to the global stage, showing that XDC Network is shaping the new global financial infrastructure. So again, when we think about these events, when we think about how much XDC is starting to get the word out there, it's growing pretty quick. And I love to see this. Again, some of these platforms, they only have a couple hundred followers, but the events themselves are starting to gain a lot of recognition. And even if we look at this event itself, we could see just how many people were there, how big XDC was at this event as well. So I'm very excited about this. And even if we think about XDC themselves, guys, on socials, they've been growing like crazy. Almost 140,000 followers now. I think in the last couple months, this has added over like 20,000+ followers. So community engagement, community recognition itself is starting to gain a lot. And that's because of some of these major expansions that are happening around the ecosystem. For an example, we have over here that excited to see our XDC network ecosystem growing. A big thanks to our partner, L-Bank Labs, for the collaboration that helps bring more opportunities to the XDC community. And this is part of that 1001 Festival Seoul. This is Korea's wildest crypto and K-pop night. Again, all of these players were there. XDC is one of them. This was just another big event. This was held back in the beginning of August. So we love to see this. And yeah, I mean, this is all based around just, community recognition, community growth, ecosystem growth as well. And that's where we're starting to see a lot of these unique addresses starting to kick up. We're starting to see, daily transactions also picking up as well, which is great for the network and great for the network adoption. And also, of course, last but not least, another big announcement for adoption that happened on August 12th was with games.gg. Now, games.gg, guys, they have almost 400,000 followers. We have here that we are thrilled to share that games.gg, the one-stop hub for discovering, playing, engaging with blockchain-enabled games, is now integrated with XDC Network. This quick, seamless integration means Web3 gamers can now enjoy ultra-low fees, more gaming, less spending, fast finality, smooth in-game transactions, scalable infrastructure ready for millions of players, EVM compatibility, easy migration for developers, calling all game developers and studios, build your next Web3 gaming experience on XDC Network, and tap into games.gg's thriving global community. The future of blockchain gaming is here, fast, affordable, and player first. So love to see this. And again, we can see how this looks on their platform. Again, more recognition, more growth, more expansion. This is exactly what I want to see from these types of projects like XDC, where we're starting to see more and more integrations with some very large players that get the word out there, that starts to really grow the ecosystem and also even expand the offering here. This is tapping into gaming in crypto. So this is incredible to see. And also, by the way, just take a quick look at the engagement here. 800,000+ views, 1.6K likes. Obviously, the engagement was incredible from this. And games.gg, like I said, is a massive platform, and their overall community engagement is extremely solid. So love to see this. I think that this is a great integration, and I'm sure that a lot more of these types of integrations are going to be hitting the XDC network over the coming months. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.